Now this, as I said before, is by far the most important stage of creating this composition. The most important stage, i.e. to work out the light and dark areas. Far more important than actual colour. Now I know the Valiant is a white aircraft and the Bullfighter is a silver aircraft or a natural marine aircraft. And I'm going to play one of my usual tricks, and that is to have the sun behind this formation of aircraft, so that this part of the sky is going to be very light, and in which case I can now allow myself to make this white aircraft slightly darker, because it's going to be in shadow, or it's on the shadow side of the aircraft. So although it's a white aircraft, it's going to be in shadow, or on the shadow side will be facing us. So these areas allow me then to play up darkish, and I say it's not darkish, but white darkish areas against a light background. And by using cloud and light, I can now start to work out some of the other areas. This silver aircraft, I've decided here that the silver aircraft this area will be lighter than the background. The background here will be darker, probably using cloud to make it look dark. At this stage I haven't worked out why it's going to be dark, but it is going to be dark. I can design my clouds to suit. It won't be pure white, of course. This is purely a tonal composition. This area I've decided will be quite dark here. And I'll work in charcoal because it's such an immediate medium to allow me to do this. It's going to be the Harrier. It's a grey-green aircraft, and this tail fin is going to be quite dark against the background, and so is all this area here, and intake, of course. This is going to be the darkest, because it's nearest aircraft. So that's all going to be very dark, sort of lightning on top there. That's going to be my darkest aircraft. And I have to establish it. There's no point in hoping it's going to work out in the end. Sometimes, of course, you do have to do this stuff, but here we go. Something dark in here. This Hunter will be slightly less dark. It's in similar colours to the Harrier in front, but because of the tonal recession, it will be slightly less dark, and of course the Tornado even less dark again. So dark, slightly darker, and darkest. I'll put those three in that sort of progression there. Now, this is going to be slightly darker, of course, than because it's a darkish aircraft than here. And so that's going to come off just slightly lighter, but that's a white aircraft. These are going to be a grey-green aircraft, so they're darker. This can be just a touch darker. You notice I'm not paying too much attention to shape. It's purely a tonal drawing. And it's, again, as I said earlier, the most vital part of the composition. Work this out and the rest of the painting literally will fall together. Work this all out. Now I want this area to be slightly lighter in here. This silver aircraft, or this silver, will be picking up some of the background colours of those clouds in the sky. At wing there will be nice and white against the colours here. It's a little darker here. This area can be quite dark to show off the silver aircraft a bit more. Yeah? And then I can put, this can be cloud. This dark area here can be described as a cloudy area. Maybe some of it coming up to encompass the wing of the Valiant above, so we can get some little light and change shade there. So this will be cloud. Darken it even more if you wish. Make a nice counterbalance to that weight of the aircraft over there. The darks here. And this can be a slightly tonal recession here because the sunlight is over here. On our right, the sky can progress from the light area on our right through to a dark area here. So let's do this a little bit more neatly. you go. Don't forget, you can use some of these little tricks like light rays to lighten up areas and clouds to darken areas. And the sunlight's going to be coming from there. And I'll just put a few suggestional lines where the sunlight might be. And as you can see, this is going to work. I can see this right now, this aircraft in the near ground, that in the far ground, but dark against the light. And let me take up some of this here, lightening areas. Now, having spent considerable time in making sure you've got everything worked out, then you can get on, and only then, I will emphasize that, only then get on to the canvas.